Welcome back, Magic Tribe. Today, the energy is a bit heavier than yesterday. So, how are you weathering it? We are going to talk about letting go of our need to heal the world right now, and calling it all back to ourselves. I know that's really hard for a lot of us, but that's what we're going to be discussing today because we can do hard things, right? Okay, so thank you as always for showing up, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And as always, know we love you beyond measure and are forever grateful for your presence here in our lives. So keep shining, my friends. Um, we're going to dive into the Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen D. Farmer. This is what they look like in case you want to find them for yourself. These are some of my very favorite Oracle cards. They have absolutely amazing artwork. That one and the Nature's Whisper Oracle, or I should say the Nature's Whispers cards by Angela Hartfield are also fantastic as far as that goes. Hey, Tay. Speaking of fantastic artwork, Taylor just got the most awesome Edward Scissorhands tattoo I think I've ever seen. So I hate getting into this whole letting go conversation, but it's definitely something that is really, really cropping up for probably most of the people that I know right now. And I keep getting this question over and over and over about how to do that. I can't answer that for you, and nobody can answer that for you because each and every one of our processes are different. What I can tell you though is you have the tools that you need to make this happen for yourself, as long as you're not giving your power away to other people. And this is really hard because very often we feel like we need to change ourselves in order to suit someone so they stay. And I am probably the worst at this. This is my secret kryptonite. Um, I have an overwhelming need to feel accepted because I never have felt accepted by most of the people who've ever been in my existence. So part of the reason I created this channel was so I had a place to go that would collect like-minded people, right? Um, and it's just turned into what it is, and now we're this giant magic family, and we're always here. I may have to shut that window in a minute, but we're just going to leave it for right now. So you constantly feel this need to almost become a chameleon, and then you get lost and forget about who you are and what you came here to be. And we came here to be loved. We came here to be loved. We came here to love other people. And some people make that really difficult and then turn it around on us and make it like it's our fault. And that's crap. Your job is not to heal anyone else. Your job is to heal the trauma that keeps allowing those things to pop into your own personal existence. Go within or go without, right? Is a great saying as far as that goes. Right now, I'm having to deal with the fact that I may be having to let go of our dog soon. Estella is not doing well, and she's creeping up on her 12th birthday here in December, and her seizures have been getting worse, and I just cannot bring myself to put her down, but I feel like she's suffering right now. And those of you who know about the story of her and I can understand this. In 2017, a friend of ours advertised that she was going to be put down. She was in Southern California, and Seth and I literally drove 1,400 miles to get her. And the second I showed up, she literally just hopped in our car and then would not let Seth in. She's kind of been my soul incarnate here, and letting that part of me go is super hard, and I'm really having a hard time with this right now. So I'm a little bit out of sorts today. She had a really bad seizure this morning. It's part of the reason why I am on here so late. So thank you for understanding that. And also thank you for those prayers that have been coming in for her and for us. It's going to be really rough when she goes, but I know that time is coming. And so I'm trying to wrap my head around that. And that's kind of what I was talking about yesterday, about how we need to let those things go that are trying to go. And when we hold on too tightly, we damage our souls in the process, because it develops an energetic trauma for us. And then it makes it really hard for us to open up later on and allow access of that love to come back to us. And then that way we're blocking that flow, which is a disservice to those who are trying to love us and those we're trying to love as well, because we're not doing it fully. We're not being present. And we're not being fully available. So for those of you who are going through relationship stuff, and I know there's a lot of you, I talk to most of you on the daily about it, and it's hard watching those of you who are going through this process. But know that the reason those things are trying to leave our lives is because they can't level up with us where we're going. And they're blocking our own personal abundance in the process because they're not ready to accept that for themselves in their own life. And I know that means that we all have to make a lot of really hard choices, like we're having to make. Give me just a second. I'm going to shut this stupid window. Oh, sorry. She's like underneath my chair right now, so sorry, I have to kind of be in an awkward space, but that's kind of the way of it, right? Sometimes we have to put ourselves in an awkward position, and allow that awkwardness to continue until what's right for us falls into that place. And I know that's really, really difficult, but know that you're not the only one going through this process right now. Collectively, as a universe, we're all going through this process right now. Oh my goodness, hold on. There. Okay, sorry, I didn't get the window shut all the way so I could still hear it. It's distracting me from what I'm doing here. So we're going to dive into the Earth Magic cards. My biggest advice as far as all this goes before we dive into those is just to try to stay grounded as much as you possibly can. And it's going to be a little bit difficult at times to do that. But you can do hard things, right? Hello, Genevieve. I think we're going to try to get 5 of these cards, but we'll see how that goes. But realize that you're not here to fix the world, right? You're here to be an example of healing, a light on love. And those who want to take that example and follow it, awesome. But if somebody doesn't, you can't force that, and you can't take that as a failure on your part on what you're supposed to do. That's really not what you're supposed to do. You're not here to heal the world. You're here to be an example of what healing looks like to the world. So stop taking that responsibility onto yourself. It's not yours. You are your responsibility and no one else's. Okay? There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. All right. Here's the skinny on it all, okay? From the cards. Wind. So we have the activation of those things that we need to change. They've been shown to you. Your job now is to facilitate that. And sometimes it's going to mean screaming into some pillows and crying a lot of tears. But in order for you to heal that which is seemingly lacking in your life, although there is no lack, right? You have to be willing to sit with the emptiness that is going to create and not fill it with bullshit that's mediocre and beneath you, okay? It's going to be a little bit volatile. We know that. We've seen it. Our job is to not fall into fear and instead to lean back into the love of who we are, and what we came here to do. And by now, at this point, you should know what that is. And in that, there will be that stillness. When you're centered in yourself, nothing outside of you can rock it, okay? You are meant to be that little boat floating in this still lake. Untouchable, unbreakable, and absolutely centered in the fact that you are love. You deserve love. And you can access it at any point in time. You do not need to wait for someone else to bring it to you. In fact, you're the example of how you should be loved, right? To other people. So if you're not loving you, how do you expect someone else to? That's not really fair, is it? Because it's not someone else's job. It's yours. Ground it out. Okay? Doesn't matter how you have to do it. Walk barefoot, hug a tree, eat some food, especially if it's something that you can sit there and enjoy for a longer period of time. Enjoyment is also grounding, okay? Because that's what you're meant to be. Happy, joyful, loving, and loved. And then breathe, okay? Because right now there is nothing that we can do. All we can do is be who and what we are as everything is going on around us. But nothing you do is going to change anything because all the work has to be done in here, okay? This is the ultimate manifestation of go within or go without. If you have not done the work, how can you expect someone else to do theirs, okay? Your job is to show how it's done, not do it for someone else. Because if you do the work, they didn't learn the lesson. And that's how it is. It's like that old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? And then you can't be mad at yourself and call yourself a failure because it died of thirst right there on the edge of the lake because it refused to follow your example. That's on them, not on you. Okay? So stop beating yourself up for every seeming failure. Because sometimes the failures in our life lead us to some of the best things that ever happened, right? I could sit here and beat myself over the head with my relationship to my youngest daughter's dad, and call my marriage a failure. But what it really did was teach me that I'm better than that I deserve better than that, and that I don't have to settle for mediocre. And by allowing that space to open up and leaving that situation, which was the hardest thing I've ever done, because I am a very traditional person, believe it or not, and I was only going to get married one time. I watched my mom go through relationships like underwear, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to any of us children, okay? But watching her stay in a bad relationship for us was the worst thing, because it taught all of us that our own personal pain was not greater or didn't mean as much as someone else's, right? And that's crap. So instead, I made that hard choice. And now it opened the doorway for a relationship that most people only dream of. And I can say that with a certainty. And in that way, I've become the example of what a good, unified, whole relationship should look like. I'm not here to heal my husband, and he is not here to heal me. We are two whole people walking the same road together, hand in hand, as partners. I am not his mom. He is not my dad. And that is not how we roll around here. Okay. He has all the freedom in the world to do as he chooses. Now he's not free of the consequences of said choices, and that has been made fully aware from the very get-go. But neither one of us have expectations or need the other person to fix us, because we are whole on our own. And in that way, we are the example of what that sacred union really is. And getting to this point was not without its hurdles. But I kept telling myself, I'm worth it, and I'm worthy of it. And there's nothing I have to do to earn it, because I am love and loved, and the beloved of the universe. And so are you. So open up the door and just leave it open for a while and see what wanders through, because the universe only wants what you want for you. And maybe the answer to your dreams is just on the other side of that door that you refuse to open because of fear. Remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. And if you're living your life in the fear of someone leaving you because of something silly, then maybe that's not the person for you. And you should maybe just shut the door and let them go where they will, right? And it doesn't have to be done in anger. It doesn't have to be done, it doesn't have to be a big, huge tower moment. It can be just a mutual decision to not continue to live a lie, right? And the same goes with your jobs, with your family, or however you find that toxicity in your life right now. But your job is to let go of it, because you can't expect something better to come in when you're not willing to dump the garbage first, okay? Rant over. Oh. All right, let's get a couple divine doors, and then I'm going to get back to my dog. Because even though she may not need me, I need her right now. Here's our first door, okay? Deeper. We need to go deeper. And that's what we're being asked to do right now as we step into this equinox energy, which will be at 8:03 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. Okay. We are almost within that 24-hour window, and shit's about to get real deep. So I hope you guys put your boots on. I hope you got your tool chests ready, and I hope you're ready to rock and roll. All right. Because remember, you are not finished. You are not yet done. Dig deeper and deeper. The best is yet to come. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. And the gate open. A note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. Facts. So there is your clarification. And if this is the joy that you're seeking, keep going. Okay? Know you are loved beyond measure. Now go out, be good, and be good at it. Because somebody is watching. Even if it's just your own soul. Hi, Angel. Love you. See y'all later.